All right, Flo, I really want to talk about this because this guy's been out there for about a week and no one's out picked him up, probably because he's an older guy, 34 years old, and he only had half a sack this season. However, before that, this guy was pretty much every year, it seems like he's getting 8, 9, 10 sacks a year. And we're talking about Justin Houston, who's still available, and he's probably available for the cheap, man. We're talking vet minimum. You probably won't hit your cap space next year. It won't affect it. But what do you think, man? Still out there. We still kind of have issues at getting sacks. We know last week we had one sack, and that was because that dumbass quarterback, Hal, just ran to the left and went out of bounds, and then Farrell pushed him when he had like 10 seconds. It was so weird. But what do you think, man? Justin Houston, he's a name, and he has had a track record at getting sacked, getting to the quarterback. What do you think?
I'm always going to be in favor of bringing these guys in to at
Mm-hmm.
least see what they got, especially when you can pick them up for a better minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I said the same thing with Gregory. He hasn't really transitioned to what I thought he could have done,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like, nobody else is really bringing any production anyway, so it
No.
doesn't hurt to bring them in just to see what they got. Especially guys who have like championship experience, playoff experience. And that's what this guy has. I understand his stats look pretty horrible, but it's kind of to be expected. He's a little bit older, and he was on the Panthers this whole
Yeah.
entire season. They have not been applying pressure regardless of who it is. So I kind of understand that. And I don't know. I like these kind of guys for playoff runs because they have that experience. They're able to mentor these other guys. And then if they could just have those little flashes here and there, get one crucial sack when you really need it, I always feel you need one of these veteran guys. So I would actually take the risk, bring him in, see what he has. You don't necessarily even have to put him on the active roster, but you can see what he may have still left in the tank. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, you know me. In the off season, I made video after video about how we should have got Clowney for the cheap. I think they paid $2.5 million plus incentives. It was pretty much nothing. And then the guy who the Bills picked up, was it Leonard Floyd? We made so many videos of him. He's having a really good year. And to me, that's something we still have to address because it seems like Bosa is the only one that has getting like sacks. It's what 10.5 from him. Last year, who did we have? Who was our second and third guy? Charles Omenihu, not on the team. Samson Ebukam, not on the team. And who has it been? Farrell. I mean, it seems like every sack that he gets is pretty much a coverage
Giving
sack.
it to him.
Gets like given to him exactly. He really has not impressed. He is pretty much what he was with the Raiders. The second guy is probably Hargrave, who's playing inside, who I think has like 6 sacks, something like that, which is good. But we need someone on the edge, another guy that they fear that could get constant pressure. And so I say, heck yeah, man, do it. Yes, he's had half a sack this season, but he was dealing with injury. I think he only played like 6, 7 games. But when he goes to it, if he goes to a team, man, that's just right there. That just pumps you up and rejuvenates you. And so to me, I think it's a no-brainer. It's something that we've been dealing with for a while. I know we have a little bit more sacks than last year, but it's not like it was like 2019 or 2020 where we were like on fire with getting sacks, getting pressure. So would I do it? No question about it. Gregory, you're right, has been a disappointment. We were expecting a lot more from him, and it just hasn't come to fruition, man. We just haven't seen the Gregory from Dallas that we were hopefully we were expecting. It's kind of been the Gregory from this year with Denver. A guy that hasn't been consistent. He got that almost got freaking Bosa killed like a few weeks ago. It's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? And it's funny watching PFF, seeing it, and every week it's Gregory and Kinlaw, the worst graded PFF guys on defense, and I'm like, fudge, man. So to me, would that hurt bringing him in, a guy that one of the highest sack totals in NFL history? Psh, dude, sign me up. Like, sign me up to do it, because right now our guys really, they're not getting it done. I'm not seeing it from Farrell. I'm not seeing it from Gregory. Hopefully we see something to this week from Beal, because Beal's gonna finally have his opportunity, because I think that's why Beal was kept on the 53-man roster and not put on the IR, was because I think they know, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch know that there still needs to be addressed. We brought in Chase Young, who I like, but it's weird how Chase Young is out there. Chase Young, he's out there on third downs only. Why in the hell is he only on there on third downs? What I would do, put Chase Young first and second down, have someone like Justin Houston, bring him in for third down. So I like Chase Young. I think he's been a nice pickup, but we need someone else out there, because Gregory, to me, Farrell not getting it done. We haven't seen anything from Beal, so hopefully he starts this week. But you can never have too many pass rushers. And if I'm the 49ers, I'm John Lynch, I'm doing it. And if that means having to get rid of Gregory, put Farrell on IR, I would do it, man. I'm sorry. I know it's a cutthroat business. We're at the end of the season, but I was listening to a podcast with Mark Schlereth, and he was like, dude, everyone's complaining about whole Russell Wilson situation, about him having to, take a pay cut. He's like, dude, this is a cutthroat business, and there's one goal, and that's a damn Super Bowl. And I'm telling you right now, I'm doing it if I'm Kyle, John.
Yeah, especially if you think about it. Once we get into those playoffs, you're going to have to play probably Dallas or Philly. Those guys have great offensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
You think these guys who we have going right now are going to be able to get to that quarterback? They're going to have all day. They're going to be able to freaking just tear us apart because they're just going to be sitting back there, boom, dinking, dumping, because we can't apply pressure. So we're going to need a guy in order to beat those guys. Obviously, we've already beat them once, but still, playoffs is a different animal, and you got to apply pressure in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that the reason that they're having Chase Young there just pretty much on third downs is because they know if they have Chase Young there first and second downs, that Gregory's pretty much not going to get that much pressure. Farrell's definitely not going to get pressure. So, I mean, if you get someone like Justin Houston and he comes in here for the playoffs, I mean, come on, man. Now you could open up the playbook. You could have different exotic blitzes. Remember how we had, alignments? Remember how we had Chase Young and Nick Bosa inside?
Mm-hmm.
That was sick right there. Or we had 5-man front. It was like awesome. Every time it seemed like we had Nick Bosa and Chase Young together, something good was going to happen. So now you could open up the playbook. You'd have someone like Justin Houston on the outside, Chase Young and Nick Bosa inside, or have them next to each other and Hargrave right there in the middle too. So it's like it just opens up everything. And right now, I'll be honest with Farrell, I'm just not seeing it. It frustrates me. Everyone's like, oh, he's really good against the run. I don't even see that. And Gregory, same thing. So it should be interesting to see what we do. Hopefully Beal comes in this week and we don't have to address that. But I think Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, I love what they're doing. It seems like they're always trying to get better. Even Jalen Johnson, look at the cornerback from Chicago. He was a freaking Pro Bowler, and Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch were on the phones trying to get him. It seemed like we had a chance at him. So unbelievable, man. I definitely think he might be on the radar with us, and if he is, man, I think it's going to be a good pickup because you can never have too many pass rushers, and if he's out there with us come playoffs, I'm going to be pumped. And one example of that, do you remember 1998? I know, dang, I'm getting older, but I was watching when the 49ers played the Packers, the game with the Catch 2 with Terrell Owens. Who's the guy that came in here, an old timer, that came in and actually put pressure on Brett Favre? Remember who we brought back? Charles Haley. We brought him back late in the year just to go up against the damn Packers, and he actually caused an interception because he did a spin move. Brett Favre threw it, and we got an interception from that play. So, I mean, and Charles Haley, I think at the time was like 37 years old, 36 years old. He was actually older than Justin Houston. So I'm telling you, man, it could pay dividends. So John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, if you're watching, just give him a workout. Just give him a workout and see what happens. He may not pan out, but you have nothing to lose whatsoever. The cap space is your friend. You're going to get him for the cheap. He wants to go to a championship team. So I'm just saying.
All right. Well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about Justin Houston. Should the Niners take a look at him? Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.